feeds it to Mirotic. Fades away. The Cavaliers pull it in. Outside Irving. Irving double team. Thompson left side. Outside Irving. Releases. Cleveland the rebound. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. They get Paul Gasol.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And he can't get the first one.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's sixth man of the year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career high 55% from the floor.
And that one's good. Rose has got his first bucket of the night. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The screen from Thompson. Smith dishes to LeBron. Here's Irving. Here's Thompson. And Hayward with the block. But they'll get another chance. There's the three. James misses. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Hayward kicks to Mirotic. From deep, Rose. No good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Love the pass to Thompson. Smith with it. Butler covering. Love right side. Thompson outside. Smith kicks to Irving. Shot clock at 5. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Here's Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Here is Rose. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Hayward. Misses in close.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Smith, no good. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Here's Irving.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
On the wing, James. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in. I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
That's his first personal foul.
And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Gasol. McDermott comes in for Mirotic. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Rose. Three-pointer, Hayward. It's hauled in by Fry.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But but really impressive, his shooting percentages. His shooting percentages were way, way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Dellavedova dishes to Fry. James. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And Shumpert kicks to James. The fader. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
34 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. There's the pass to McDermott. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
LeBron passes to Mozgov. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Calderon. Got it! He got it!
Just in time.
What a shot!
The fans are loving it, Kevin. What a shot.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. It's the Bulls up by 11. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
I go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win, but that's what it takes to win games.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there, caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Bulls guys have been rolling right along, haven't they?
It's been a great display of team basketball here thus far.
5 guys, 5 fingers, working as one. Just beautiful team basketball on display for these guys.
Butler and McDermott filling out the perimeter. Gobert is out there with Mirotic, and it's Mack in at the point. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Gobert. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin, and Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. Good. And the Bulls lead by 13.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking the rim whenever they can.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Gasol. Thomas comes in for McDermott. Dunleavy's checked in for Butler. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Mack. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Dellavedova. Second chance effort, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. For Cleveland, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. That free throw good from Love. Here's Rose. Pass to Mirotic. Lets it go. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game. And sometimes he can hit that deep three, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Here's Mirotic. Good D by Irving. The Cavaliers trail by 8.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
And Thomas has it in the corner. Wide open look. The shot is off. And Cleveland the other way now. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Thomas got his first bucket in this one.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he burst to the hoop.
Love outside. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. That is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. And Cleveland also making a change. James checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. The Bulls leading by 6. The dish now to Mack. Back to Moore. 3-pointer. The shot is off. Smith with the defensive effort.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
For the Cavaliers, Mozgov comes in for Thompson. And it's Shumpert in there for J.R. Smith. Hayward against James. Lets it go. And Hayward gets it to go. Hayward's got 6 points. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable play.
Good point. Here's Mack, covered by Irving. Three-pointer, Hayward. McDermott kicks to Hayward. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. He's got 8.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. Misses in close.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
Some changes for Chicago. Butler comes in for E'Twaun Moore. And it's Calderon in for Shelvin Mack. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Fry's checked in, and McDermott drops them both. And on the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history. And Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time. So look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
High post shot. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
And that one's good by Butler. Butler's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And Butler sends it back. Back to Irving. Another shot. Another miss by Irving. Down low. LeBron with the block. Bron. The shot misses. And we finished one half of basketball. Bulls lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete. Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They have a nice 7-point lead. Your opinion, Shaq?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. As a matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Cleveland.
Well, right now, they're getting a little embarrassed on the defensive end. They got outshot in the first half. But that's because no one put their foot down on defense to stop it. So in the second half, they need to play much more disruptive defensively. They have to do whatever it takes.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a great game for Love in this one. He's got 11 points and 1 assist.
Chicago leading by 7. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Irving at the 5.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last year.
Whoa!
That's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. The kick out to LeBron. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Chicago's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. And that one's good by Butler.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
No coverage that time. 14 points for Kevin Love.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Rose kicks to Butler. Hayward dishes to Rose. Trains the three-pointer. Rose has got 7.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
And the Cavaliers call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And the Bulls making a change here. Gobert's checked in, and Cleveland also making a change. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Kyrie Irving.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Cleveland's head coach was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Love. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve, effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
To the paint, it's tipped. Rose against James. Love at the elbow. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Back to Rose, to the middle. Here's Butler. Rose passes to Mirotic. Butler from outside. The rebound by Kevin Love. Love's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
For Mirotic, he was most valuable late in games, guys. From March on, he led the league in fourth quarter points per game.
From 10 feet out, and Butler gets it to go on the assist from Mirotic. Mirotic has got 3 assists tonight.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor. And for that note about Mirotic, in the fourth, he outscored LeBron and Westbrook that month. That's impressive for any player, much less a rookie.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. And Butler, here we go. Hayward with the ball. He's picked up by James, and Hayward gets it to go.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleed.
It's tipped. Mirotic has a wide open look, and the Bulls another three. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Bulls.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And the rejection by Smith. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Some changes for Chicago. McDermott's checked in for Hayward. Calderon comes in for Butler. And Mack subbed in for Rose. Cleveland also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Smith. There's the three. That is good. That's 12 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy. Not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
To the paint. Will it go? Fry. Good. Fry's got 5 now.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Here's Mack. And that one's good.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And they get it back. On the wing, Shumpert. Second chance shot. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. The feed to McDermott. No good off the back of the rim.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
LeBron up top. He's got 8. With some arc, he lays it in. James has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Mack, no luck. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Bulls out front, running away with this one. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Well, the Cavaliers shooting the ball at 42%. Mirotic is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Calderon. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Butler in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And stolen by Butler. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. And Rose throws it down hard.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And Fry kicks to Shumpert. Irving with a clean look. And the 3 off target. And Chicago shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Jose Calderon. On its way from Hayward for 2. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists now in this one. Irving kicks to Smith. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Rose dishes to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. Another one. Falls for Chicago.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
And the Cavaliers call time here. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Here's Dellavedova. He's guarded by Thomas. Nobody near Williams. And another miss by Cleveland. The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 on field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And Holiday kicks to Mack. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. Outside for Thomas. Banked in off the glass.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Williams passes to Thompson. Jones kicks to Williams. To the inside. Here's Thompson. Gobert with the block. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And that one's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
A free throw drops for Gobert. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Mack dishes to Thomas. From downtown, it's Mo Williams with the rebound. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Jones, the pass to Jefferson. Back to Jones. And he gets the bucket.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Assist goes to Richard Jefferson.
Bulls have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Holiday left side. And the Bulls with another miss.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Jones kicks to Jefferson. Can't hit, so the Bulls will take it the other way. Down low, here's Mack. The 10-footer finds the target.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Kicks it to Jones. To the left side wing. Jefferson drawn the double team. A shot by Thompson and no one's around. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
Gobert against Thompson. Little turnaround. And Holiday kicks to Moore. It's rebounded by Richard Jefferson. Cavaliers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Dellavedova kicks to Jefferson. It's stolen by Gobert.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bulls.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Hayward. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
Feeds it to Dellavedova. The screen from Thompson to halt the run. And it's good, assisting on the play with Dellavedova.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Outside Holiday. Holiday with another miss. Here's Dellavedova. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Pal, this win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. You know, if we get some stops, we're doing a good job defensively, everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about does it for their first.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
In my opinion, his passing is what really drove them to this win. He did a fantastic job of spreading the ball around and keeping everyone involved in the offense. And he wound up with a nice number of assists to show for it.
You got to love Gordon Hayward. He's going to get you rebounds. He's going to get you assists, and you know he's going to get you points. And there's a motor on this fella that will not quit. Hayward never stops working. He's one of the most exciting stars in the league.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal.
It's the 2K.
Up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
The Chicago Bulls. At power forward, Nikola Mirotic. At point guard, Derrick Rose. At the other forward position, Gordon Hayward. At center, Pau Gasol. At the other guard position, Jimmy Butler. The head coach of the visiting team is Fred Hayward. It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Brooklyn Nets. At shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches. Number 6, Sean Kilpatrick. At small forward, standing 6'8", number 44, Bojan Bogdanovic. Starting at the other guard, at 6'3" inches. Number 2, Jarrett Jack. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 30, Thaddeus Young. A 7-foot center from Stanford, number 11, Brook Lopez. The head coach of your home team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are 2 rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Hayward out there with Mirotic, and it's Gasol and at the pivot spot manning the middle. Now here is Jack, and stolen by Hayward. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Dishes to Mirotic, uncovered. Rebound, Brooklyn.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Really left alone. That's Jack's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Butler fires the 3. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Bulls on D, coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And I believe what that game came down to was their ability to really knock down those triples.
Yeah, I thought the work they did on the perimeter was excellent. It was just too much for that defense, or really any defense for that matter, to handle.
Kept alive, Lopez. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Mirotic has a wide-open look. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the third-best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach insisting, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Brooklyn with the ball, following the three from Nikola Mirotic. And it's blocked by Mirotic. They retain possession.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Rose kicks to Butler. Another three for Chicago.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
The Nets have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Jack passes to Lopez. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stop.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Pass to Kilpatrick. The tray. Gasol with the rebound. Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And Rose throws it down.
And, Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this guy.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age.
Barry's checked in for Chicago. Shelvin Mack comes in for Derrick Rose.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in this game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Chicago with the ball after the basket by Brooklyn. Down it goes, his 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4. Nets trail by 4. Here's Sloan. Lopez a screen. The Nets making a switch here. Sims is checked in. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. Calderon comes in for Butler. The Bulls leading by 4. Here's Mack. His last outing, he had 8 points. In transition, here come the Nets.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now, here's Calderon. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
And that one's good. 1:11 left in the first quarter.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
It's the Nets now. Jose Calderon missing from long range. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Here's Sloan. The Bulls getting the bucket. The shot's good from Sims.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
McDermott buries the long-range jumper. McDermott's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And it's Robinson with the jam. Mark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Mack, no luck. Here's Sloan. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Sims. Off target with the fadeaway. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in NBA history. Pau talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark. Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA at the city.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
We've got Hollis Jefferson. Young out there with Brook Lopez. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Kilpatrick in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here is Jack. Screened by Young. Fires from deep. And Jarrett Jack good for 3. Jack's got 6. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck. How about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Here's Jack after the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Lopez, a screen on Butler. Kilpatrick passes to Lopez. 6 on the shot clock. Jack dishes to Lopez. It's all in by the Bulls. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Nets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Kilpatrick passes to Young. To the inside, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
Now here's Butler. He had 13 points in the win against Cleveland. Jack with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Here's Kilpatrick. And again, no good by Brooklyn. As you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Mark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to 99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And here's Young from the arc. Can't get it to go. And it's Chicago the other way. Butler on the wing. McDermott with it. 9 points last game. The 10-footer. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now here is Jack. He has 6. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Chicago making a switch here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Mirotic. Hayward comes in for McDermott. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Butler. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Derrick Rose.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly. Eventually pulled it together and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
One shot. One shot.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Here's Bogdanovich. And Sloan kicks to Sims. Shot to stop the run. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3. So at Chicago now, it's a 3-point game. And Matt kicks to Gobert. The rebound by the Nets. Here's Hollis Jefferson. The dish to Robinson. The Nets working the ball around now. Gobert brings the double team. Bogdanovich passes to Sloan. Shot clock at 5. Shoots. Again, the Nets for 2. 1:37 left now here in the second. Here's Mack. Here's Gobert. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul. This is his first free throw of the game. At the line for 2. And that one misses.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
After the Nets' big moves the past couple of years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
Actually had the 5th youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
Some changes for Chicago. Thomas checked in for Gasol. Doug McDermott comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Moore subbed in for Mack. 1:14 left in the second quarter.
And, you know, for the Nets, the roster's average age was about 2 years younger at the end of the 2015 season than where they were at the end of 2014. They made a point to get younger.
Here's Sloan. McDermott with the double team. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Kicks it to Bogdanovich. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. It's good from about 19 feet. Robinson's got 6.
And even though the Nets were younger last season, they were tough in tight games, playing really like a bunch of veterans, and went 10-2 on the year in games decided by 3 or fewer points.
Here's Gobert, up and in from the low block. Gobert's got his second bucket of the game to go. Nets trail by 4. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Sims, and he uses the glass on the layup.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And Moore kicks to Thomas. Lets the 3 fly. Good. Thomas got the lead up to 5 now for the Bulls.
Yeah, so much emotion is going to go through his head tonight in this one. I mean, playing in your hometown can be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. But after that initial possessions, I guarantee you he'll settle in and play how he normally does. So he'll be noticing the cheering section of his friends and family that'll be going crazy with each score.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Bulls up 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. What a start for Jimmy Butler. He had 10 points and 2 assists. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, give them credit for getting out on that fast break. They made a concerted effort to run every time. Not once, not twice, every time, and it paid off in points. I also thought it wore down the defense.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and it helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it can easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
You're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Butler. 10 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Nets trail by 3. So for Chicago right now, Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Mirotic is out there with Hayward. And it's Gasol at the center position. Rejected by Gasol. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Unloads from 13. And it's good off the glass. And that's now 7 points for Gordon Hayward. The net shooting so far very efficient. All around. About 55%. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, his fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
Yeah, and competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Now here is Jack. He's got 6. Gasol with the steal. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points than the open floor.
And the Nets with possession here after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's Kilpatrick. Off target from outside.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Rose, no good.
that, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
It's stolen by Jack. Lopez outside. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. 8 points for Brook Lopez.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third. And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
Max checked in for Chicago. Hayward outside. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time. You know, looking around, he knew one of his teammates was going to be open when they hit him with that double team, and he took advantage.
Mack dishes to Butler. Bulls moving the ball around. The feed to Mack. Jacks up a 3. That's good. Mack's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Lopez a screen. They double him with Butler. Here's Kilpatrick. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Mack, the pass to Butler. Hayward on the wing for the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 10 points for Gordon Hayward.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
Brooklyn making some changes. Robinson's checked in for Young. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Bogdanovich. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Gasol. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Calderon in for Mack. They grab their own miss. Robinson, that's good.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now, here's Butler. 12 points for him. Misses the chippy right there. Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Calderon. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Here's Sloan following the three-point basket by Chicago. Lopez inside, defended by Gobert. And the dunk by Lopez.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Sims is checked in. Now here's Butler. Shoots from the right block. Another one falls for Chicago.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Inside, got a piece of it. It's stolen by Dunleavy. And here we go. Fast break. Calderon's got it. Got that one up quick. And now it's a 9-point Chicago lead.
And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
McDermott with the double team. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's got 5. Sloan in the corner. Fires from deep. Can't get it to go.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The Bulls shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good. Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Rose in for Doug McDermott. And so he makes both from the line. 23 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Sloan. Passes it to Sims. Fader on the way, and he gets it to go. Sims has got 8 points. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the third. Calderon for 3, and no good trying to get that one. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Bulls lead by 9. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. The Bulls leading by 9. Bogdanovich out there with Young. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Kilpatrick in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Now here is Jack. And it's Lopez. That time on the assist from Young. 12 points for Brook Lopez.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
In the corner, it's Jack. Pass to Young. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
That's a confident play there. Great execution.
Feeds to Rose. Got it. Good job in the low post. Rose has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Screen by Young. And Jack kicks to Young. 14 feet away. No good.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Chicago calls timeout. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. And, you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And on the topic of Hayward hiring an agent, it was reported that the questionnaire was just the beginning and that prospective agents also went through quite a grilling. In addition to that, you talk about a thorough process.
Here's more. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Chicago.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points. You know, back to Hayward, obviously his first NBA contract was subject to the rookie wage scale, but his second contract, 4-year max deal. So whatever the Haywards have done as far as agent vetting, it's paid off.
Nets trail by 13. Here's Bogdanovich. Rose with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Gobert. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And the Bulls lead by 15. Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Dishes it to Bogdanovich. Lopez, a screen on Hayward. Takes the 3. And it's Kilpatrick missing. Bulls have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
Looking at the game for Hayward, he has 12 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
And he can just change a game with his defense, and he's thrown off their rhythm completely the last several possessions.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. And a change for the Bulls. Butler's checked in.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Rose kicks to Hayward. From deep. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 6th assist on the night. Nets trail by 18.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
The wide open look here for Lopez. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Outside Butler.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Chicago.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Hayward. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
As you said, Greg, there are a ton of sibling pairs in the NBA. Even more, Clark, if you include the D-League.
Well, you start with the Plumlees, the Gasols, the Teagues, Zellers. For twins, you have the Lopez twins, Morris twins, the Zellers, Gasols, Teagues, Steph and Seth Curry. Count 2 with the D-League.
That's a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. Now Calderon from deep three-point range. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Here's Sloan. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, pal, congratulations on the win. Tell us about the
2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports Group, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night. And we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.